It's gonna be kind of dirty.
All right, you need to speak up. What is it going to be dirty for?
I'm not amphetamine.
All right. Now, when's the last time you used?
Two nights ago.
Okay, how often are you using?
I was using like twice a day. Not every day, but every other day.
Here's the thing. You shouldn't have custody of your child. And when I say have custody of your child, I mean, you shouldn't be the sole person being responsible for them. State of Texas versus Armando Garcia. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Grimmer for the state of Texas.
For the
Daniel-
defense?
Daniel Rodriguez on behalf of Mr. Garcia.
Are you Armando Garcia? Counsel, have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Garcia? Yes, one moment. I'm showing you what's entitled Application for Community Supervision. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am.
Showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Judge.
Mr. Garcia, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places? Did you understand you're charged with felon in possession of a firearm? That's a third-degree felony, state. The range of punishment for that offense is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
States Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Please, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Your Honor, we asked you to follow the plea bargain. We also asked you to follow the state's recommendations as well, Your Honor. This is a case where, although Mr. Garcia is a felon and didn't have the legal right to possess or use a firearm, he was doing so in order to protect his homestead. So we just ask you to take that into consideration and grant him the 2 years probation.
All right, Mr. Garcia, you are going to be drug tested today. If you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
It's gonna be kind of dirty.
All right, you need to speak up. What is it going to be dirty for?
I'm not amphetamine.
All right. Now, when's the last time you used?
Two nights ago.
Okay, how often are you using?
I was using like twice a day. Not every day, but every other day.
Here's the thing. You shouldn't have custody of your child. And when I say have custody of your child, I mean, you shouldn't be the sole person being responsible for them because you're positive for meth. You understand that? So you're going to have to clean up your act. You're looking at me frowning when I say that.
No, because I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm on here like I take care of my son and I know what goes on around here and what he's doing, what you know what I mean? Like,
Let me ask you a question. If you needed a babysitter for your child, I'm assuming you love your child, right? Do you love your child?
Ma'am.
Would you walk through fire for your child?
yes, ma'am.
Would you do everything you could to protect your child?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Let's say you need a babysitter for your child and you asked me to babysit your child and you did a background check. I gave you references. Maybe I babysit children for Dan or Ryan. And they're like, oh, Stephanie Boyd is a great babysitter. She's the Black Mary Poppins. You will love her. You test me out with your child and you watch me how I interacted with your child and your child loves me. Please let her babysit me. That's who I want. And you say, Stephanie, your references are good. My child loves you. I'm going to hire you to babysit them. When can you start? And I say immediately. And as I'm walking out the door, I feel a little guilty because there's something you don't know about me. So I turn around and I tell you, hey, look, I just want to tell you something. 2 days ago, I used meth. And I used meth probably like 2 days ago, but you saw me with your son. You know I'm present. Are you still going to hire me as your son's babysitter? Tell the truth and shame the devil.
I see what you're saying.
You're not going to hire me, right? So that's what you're doing right now. You're babysitting your child, and we're going to have to work on that. You understand? Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you employed?
No, ma'am.
Why not?
I just lost my job like 2.5 weeks ago. I was working at J. Anthony's.
Mhm.
I'm just going through a lot of harassment right now with my ex, and it's hard to do a lot of things without causing.
All right, well, we choose the people we're in a relationship with, right? So this is what the court is going to do. The court is going to ask for proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want a TAP evaluation. I want a referral to felony drug court, and you need to not play games with felony drug court, and you need to let them know how often you're using meth. You understand? I'm going to want field visits 4 times per month. And probation, please check on his child. I mean, this is not CPS court, so I can't have your child removed from you, but somebody needs to check on your child. I'm going to want parenting classes with compadre y compadre. I'm going to want 100 hours of community service restitution. 40 of those hours will be waived if you provide proof of the COVID vaccination. The court is not requiring you to get that, but if you do, 40 of those hours will be waived. The remaining hours will be waived once you complete parenting classes. I'm going to want the UA hotline. And I'm going to want reporting 2 times per month until further notice. And the UA hotline is until further notice. And felony drug court should be able to get in touch with you by Monday. All right. Do you understand? Probation, is there anything else that he needs?
No.
Is there anything else that you need from me in order to be successful in this probation?
No.
Showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it? Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand? Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, then you need to speak to your attorney. Do you understand? And I'm sorry, probation, there's one other thing that needs to be added to that, to his conditions. One other thing that's going to be added after today, there's not to be any unsupervised contact with minors until he tests negative. So until you test negative after today, there's not to be any unsupervised contact with minors until you test negative. You understand?
Minors, you said?
With minors, people who are underage.
What does underage have to do anything with my case?
Because you're going to test positive for meth. You use meth. And right now I'm being told that you're taking care of a 10-year-old.
He's my son.
She's saying, when start testing for.
But it wasn't my choice to have him today.
No,
That's what I'm saying.
That's why I said after today, there's to be no unsupervised contact with minors. You can still see your son. And whether or not you see your son on your own without supervision depends completely on you. That means that you've got to stop using meth. Do you understand? If you are in Child Protective Services court right now, you know what they would do? They would have CPS worker go and pick up your son, because right now you are not an appropriate caregiver for him. Do you understand? And that's all on you. That's your fault. That's not your son's fault. You understand? All right, do better. Should I see his file? What's one? Yes. Okay.